What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for tuning back into another video. We're here in the garage again, as always. Quarantine life, you know, we're on like day 30 or something for here in Florida. So we are getting a lot of work done right now. In the last video, you guys actually saw that we got the engine bay paint done. And that being said, I got to show you, I also put the motor in, as well as the transmission. The twin disc is in, the mid plate. I didn't record just because all of this stuff is really simple. Like I just lifted the engine into the engine bay. But I want to show you kind of the progress that I've done. Oh my god, this thing looks sick in the engine bay. Sorry, I got some sockets on the floor, but my god, we got the FCS plates right there, so it gives it that really smooth finish on the trans and on the engine side, as well as the plates that we welded up right here, and then did the body work on, and you know, actually did the painting and shaving and everything, and she is looking magnificent. But yeah, we have everything mounted right there, engine trans-wise. The mid plate, which attaches to the traction bar, which we have welded onto the weight plate. It's right over here. That all attaches to that point right there. And we just did a second coat of gloss black onto here, just so it's a little bit nicer. I didn't want it to be like rusting on some spots like it was, and exposed metal on others. And we used to have the little brackets that came off of there to the intercooler on both sides, and I actually cut those off. I have them just in case if I need to weld them onto something else in the future, but since we're going with a forward-facing manifold this time around, that's going to be in the way of everything, and the intercooler is going to sit a little bit different, obviously. So that's for future stuff, but just wanted to get everything cleaned up and painted at the moment. And oh, check it out, also cleaned off the bolts that are going to it. These all used to have like red overspray, and you can see that they've been nicked. Like the bolts aren't perfect, but some of them are still in really good condition. For example, like this one, you can see it's still no problems. I might hit it with a wire wheel once more and clean them up a tad. Although you're really not going to look at that. I've been trying to clean as many bolts as I put on the car as possible. Like if you look at the bell housing bolts, that's not paint. That's just a polished up bolt. Same goes for the post mount. The mount right there, it's polished up. Everything's nice and clean. Even the mid plate bolts right here, I cleaned them up just so it has like a cleaner look. By the way, this isn't the oil pan that we're going to be using in the future. That's why there's no gasket on it yet. This is just what we have at the moment, so nothing gets inside. And we're probably going to get like a Moroso pan or something that's a little bit bigger and already has the fittings and whatnot. A little bit better for racing and whatnot, so you can hold a little more oil. And yeah, we're looking pretty good right there. Also over here, I have the scatter shield, which is necessary to like prevent if your bell housing bolts, or if your bell housing breaks or your clutch explodes or something at the track. You don't have shrapnel going everywhere, which that's obviously a worst case scenario. We don't want that kind of thing happening at the track or anywhere, but this is like a safety requirement that they require. And we just got done painting it wrinkle black, and obviously it's in the wrinkling process. It probably takes like 2 hours to fully wrinkle, like you guys saw with the charge piping on the CRX. And yeah, she's starting to wrinkle right now, and that's gonna look really good once we have it on the car as well. Because I was gonna paint it just gloss black like this, but Shane gave me the idea that the wrinkle will really contrast well. And that basically gets bolted up from here on the back, past the starter, all the way across and down through here. That way it encases the bell housing area and whatnot. I don't think you need it if you have a billet bell housing, but this is just a regular cast one from the factory, so you're definitely gonna need that. But yeah, she's really coming along. The cylinder head is still over there, and yeah, I don't know, I'm just like trying to put together as many parts that I actually have. And I'm probably gonna order the undercoating tonight, so then we can actually coat it. I'll mask everything off and coat it in the next couple of days so it looks more uniform. But if you look at it from like this angle, the front clip forward, you have no idea that it actually is La Fea. Like, she's changed so much. I can't stress enough how good this looks like. The camera doesn't do it justice at all. It's not even wet sanded or buffed or anything, and this thing just looks insane. Oh, I can't wait to put it in the sun so you can really see the metal flakes even more. But man, it's looking really good. By the way, as I'm filming this, I actually just got done filming the CRX first start video. The block's all together and whatnot. The motor's obviously in the car. Trans, if it started, it's obviously all together. I don't know why I just said that. But let me show you. She's all back together. Everything's done except for wiring for the fan, because I put a new fan on it. The other one was broken. And the wideband needs to be connected and cover up a few things over here. But she's looking pretty good. I got to clean up the interior, and I got some other big plans for this car, so make sure to stay tuned on this, guys. But yeah, back to the Integra. The second coat is pretty much dry on the weight plate, and let's come and look over at the wrinkle black again, because it's been like 10-15 minutes, and you can really start to see it pop. It's like the first 30 minutes of it on there, you can't even notice anything, and then every minute after, it just ramps up how much it wrinkles up. So, man, that's looking really good. Can't wait to put that together. That dries to touch in I think like 2 or 3 hours, but it's fully cured in like 2 days, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna probably put that on in the next couple days. But she is looking really good in there. Whew. For those of you who know me personally and probably see me work more on like Instagram Live or have actually been in a garage with me before, you know that I don't care about putting things in and scratching anything normally, like on regular cars that I have. It's race cars, you know? But on this, I'm taking every precaution to try to stay nice and clean. Like I'm about to bolt up the subframe. It's not gonna be the final bolt for it, but I wanna get like a good idea where I'm gonna tape off for the undercoating. And then I have the nice clean bolts, like I mentioned, everything's clean that's going in underneath. And I have the jack all precisely. I'm trying to lift it little by little. And I am super taking like extra time on this. I don't know, it's different. It's a new way to be. Here's a small example of what I've been doing. Here's the rear mount for where the subframe goes. This is one of the bolts that you use to mount it. You see, regular bolt. You wouldn't think twice to use it. And this is after I clean them off with the wire wheel. So it looks a lot cleaner than it did just by 20 seconds of cleaning up with this wire wheel. And I'm doing that to every bolt on the car. So we've got the scatter shield kind of mucked up on there. This isn't the final install for two things. Now that I'm bolting everything up, I'm noticing that I don't really like how the bell housing bolts are now that there is a thick piece of metal that's also kind of wedged in between the bell housing and the bell housing bolt. So there's that much less thread actually engaging the engine and transmission. So before I actually do a final install, all tightened down all the way, I'd like to get longer bolts. And second of all, this scatter shield is designed for B-Series transmission to a B-Series motor, obviously. We have a mid-plate in the way. What's that mean for us? On the bottom, there's a little bolt that needs to be, there's a location where the scatter shield is supposed to bolt up to, which the mid-plate is on the way. And obviously, I didn't want to leave it like that because I want to have full contact on both of them. So that being said, I'm going to probably need to make another tab, probably just weld something up myself or bend some metal and have it come off of my mid plate. And instead of bolt on right here, have the bolt holes a little bit further to the right so it could actually engage it how it's supposed to and not be all cross-eyed like that. So besides that, I'm getting back up. The scatter shield goes on exactly how it's supposed to. The wrinkle black came out pretty good, but as I'm coming to find out, I didn't let it dry like I should have, and it is a little bit smudgy. I was reading online, some people like to bake the wrinkle coat or the wrinkle black like I do with the ceramic coat stuff afterwards, and I guess that really speeds up the curing process, but I chose to just let it air dry and kind of dealing with those consequences now. Another thing I'd like to do before I do the final install, I want to get fresh bolts for everything. But yeah, that's pretty much how it's gonna sit. All right, guys, I think we got a lot done for the engine-wise, or the engine bay for the Integra. I'm pretty stoked with how everything's coming together. I'm really liking the black, red, and billet theme that I have going on. Those three colors, red, black, and aluminum type color, whew, I think it really plays very nice on the car. But that does pretty much sum up the video for tonight. If you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe and notification bell, and leave me down in the comment section below a little comment to let me know what you think about the build, how it's coming together. And I don't know, it doesn't feel like La Fe anymore. I'm not gonna rename it, but let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure to hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.